for the bonus round, if you could tell the viewers if you have any tips or advice of investing in wealth, health, and yourself.
Any tips or advice in
This could be
investing?
personal or your best advice.
I don't, at the risk of sounding cheesy, I will say, I will say
Or
that I will say that you gotta meditate, and meditate is now, that could be many different things, right?
yeah, yeah, explain that. Yes.
Yeah. But what
You're right.
what
You're right.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of whatever works for you, but you need some quiet time. You need to take some quiet time. For me, it works when I do it first thing in the morning. I set myself up on either like my big cozy chair over here, or I sit in my bed, and I just really try to just think about the things that I really want. I just try to quiet my mind and just kind of gain perspective. Actually, one of the things that I noticed recently, I was having a lot of anxiety with the bar restaurant. And so I realized that I was waking up with all of the anxiety flooding into me, like all of the things that needed to be done and all of the maybe problems or issues that were left unresolved that I needed to think about today. And that made it really difficult for me to wake up in a positive state. So um, I have begun to really take note of that and be aware of that, because also when you're waking up in the morning, you're coming through what's called the theta state, which is the state where you are the most creative and you are the most fulfilled, and when you can manifest what you really, really want in life. So having that sort of bombarded by all the anxiety is really not good, really not good. So what I've been doing is really trying to wake up and push out any negative feelings or thoughts that are coming in, and really just focusing on all the things that I want to create. Positive affirmations, being grateful. So I'm waking up and I'm saying, oh, I'm so thankful for my cozy bed. I'm so thankful that I'm so warm right now. I'm so thankful that I get to sleep, maybe 20 minutes later, or whatever the case may be. I'm waking up with these positive feelings. And then I'm waking up even more and I'm doing meditation. I might play a guided meditation, or I might just play some like soft meditation kind of music. And I just sit there really quietly and I just breathe and I think about the things that I want for myself and how I want to feel today and how I want to be in the world. And what comes up then from doing all of that is you start to get more in touch with what is right for you. So if you are the kind of person that is not fulfilled in your life, if you are the kind of person that feels like there's more but doesn't have any idea what that means or where to look for it, this is the way that you start to gain enough awareness so that you can begin to discover what direction you need to be going in to live the best possible life you can live. You will not, if you are constantly, your mind is constantly going and you're constantly thinking about the things you need to be doing and you're constantly worrying about what needs to get done, blah, 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 all these things, you're never going to get to the point where you can realize and discover what makes you happy, what makes you light up, what your gift is
Right.
to give out to the world. You need that quiet time. So figure out. It's not advice. I'm actually, this is not coaching. This is sort of, I guess, mentorship. I'm telling you, as Melissa, figure out whatever kind of meditation works for you, what kind of quiet time works for you, maybe it's running, maybe it's when you run, you get all these
That's a
amazing
good
ideas.
point.
Whatever it is, do more of whatever puts you in that state where you're getting all those
Mhm.
ideas and all the things that you want to do and all the things that make you excited, and start figuring out how to make them reality.
That's interesting you said that, because that was one of my questions, like advice for meditation. You bring up meditation and you mentioned running, and it might be different for a lot of other
I hate running.
individuals. It's, for me, I find it driving and about to take a shower. It's like Now all the ideas come. There's no pen. I
Put a pen and paper in the shower.
know. That's
Get
what
like a laminated one.
I know. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah.
So, but you're right that for someone else it might be when they go running or when they're at the gym. Interesting. Is that how do you find time to meditate with all your busyness and all your projects going on?
I wake up early. I set my alarm for about 5 o'clock in the morning, and
Oh wow.
I usually like really get up around maybe 5:30. But now I just downloaded this new app. It's called Timer.
Mm, that's
Sleep Timer,
interesting.
where so you know how you have sleep cycles, right? You have like your deep sleep, then you have your not so deep sleep. Those probably have names to them. But so when your alarm goes off and you're in deep sleep, it's much harder for you to wake up.
I
And
think
that's
deep
when,
sleep is delta, if I ain't mistaken.
okay. So when you,
From the hypnosis stuff I learned.
cool. So what's the one in the middle?
You
Is
have
that,
alpha, beta. Beta is when you're awake. Alpha is first because it's alpha, so that's first, and then theta is when you're in between. That's that hypnosis type of
okay.
session. That's where the hypnotist and where you meditate and go deeper. That's that area, and then delta is
Is
sleep.
Okay. So when your alarm clock goes off and you're in Delta, that's when you wake up and it's really hard and you feel so groggy and you feel grouchy. That's Delta. Because your alarm went off when you were in the deepest, most beneficial sleep. But if you wake up in Theta, or you wake up in even one above it, maybe the Beta, then it's much easier to get up. It doesn't feel so painful, and you can wake up and be sort of more fresh and more aware.
Mm,
And so when you're sleeping, you're
interesting.
going through these cycles, and this app tracks it somehow. I mean, it's not 100% exact. It's based off time, when you go to bed and when you want to wake up. And so then the alarm goes off when you're in one of those higher, more awake states, so that it's easier for you to wake up instead of hitting the snooze. So that's what I'm trying to do now, because I don't want to be hitting the snooze anymore. I want to wake up when it goes off, and I want to feel fresh and awake. And then I want to get into my meditation and stuff right after that.
Huh. Interesting.